What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
We gotta lean in more. Almost all five of us.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
nice.
This is so surreal. Thank you guys for coming. Oh, really, this
Thank you
means
for
a
having
lot.
us, man. We really
Yeah, for real. This is so cool. I've never done this with so many people before. So like, I don't know how I'm gonna handle all of this. But I'm gonna do my best. So, first things first, I want to say how cool your music is. I was just listening to a couple songs earlier, and it was just like really like you guys did really well. I know like some people when they first start up, their music is kind of like you don't want to say trash, but it's not up to par. But you guys really brung it. Like I felt like you guys have
thank
been
you.
doing this for a while, so it's really dope what you guys are doing. So
Thanks, man. Yeah, we've only been
yeah,
together for about a year now.
you've been what?
We've only been together for a little over a year.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. That's freaking dope. So how did it all start? How did you guys meet up and decide to come up with this band?
I haven't started yet. So I started the band. I dragged you guys into this. So I I had a different version of the band before, and we had a falling out right before a big show.
Same name and everything.
Same name and different songs, and different members. But we had a falling out right before a big show, right before two big shows. And so I played one of the shows with just a couple of friends, and the other one I was like,
Yeah, it was a bigger
I
show.
need members.
It was at the whiskey opening for Alien Ant Farm. And it was
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I went online to this website called Bandmix. It's basically Tinder for bands, and
Yeah.
I found these guys.
Yeah.
Without like specifically using that joke.
I
Yeah,
have
you
to.
never.
I've never not used that joke
The script never changed.
because it's just the most simple way to describe
It
it.
does make sense. Though. So basically, what it is you go on there as a musician. So like I went on there, I just put in, hey, I'm a guitarist, I play rock, I'm in this area, hit me up basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was actually going to college at the time. I was kind of looking for a band to because I haven't been playing music in a while with like an actual band.
Right.
And, kind of hit me up, and he's like, hey, you want to come to a rehearsal? Like, sure. So I came down, and it worked out good. I think that's kind of how it worked with everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except
part.
Shane brought Pierce.
Yeah, I brought it.
Okay, awesome.
I used to TA at the office in my high school, and I just had nothing to do for like an hour and a half of this really long like class period. So I just started looking for bands, and that's kind of how I got here.
That's awesome, man. You know what's kind of cool is we are the same age. I think most of us are like what 18, right? Most of you guys. What?
He's the youngest.
I'm 15.
Oh my god. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
I'm 19.
That is so cool.
He's
I'm
18.
18.
These two are 16, and I'm
And
15.
he's 5.
He's the baby of the band.
I'm a little kid. Oh,
That's why he can sing so high.
I was about to say, yeah, that is so cool. Wow. 15 able to sing like that. That is an accomplishment. I can't even sing for the life of me. So that's really cool. That's really freaking awesome. So you guys have been together for a year. What inspired you guys' playing style? Like, what bands do you like take inspiration from?
as an overall, we take inspiration from bands like Soundgarden, Guns N' Roses,
Kind of anything that's kind of more grunge.
Alice in
Sunset rock,
Chains.
whatever.
Yeah, so we take inspiration from like 80s, 90s era. But
Okay, awesome.
for members, we have completely different tastes.
Yeah,
Yeah, like-
each one of us is starkly different than the others.
Okay. I should have done this before, but can you guys, each of you tell me what part you play in the band? Like who plays drums, who plays guitar, should have done that earlier. My bad.
So I'm Aiden Amini. I'm the singer.
Yeah, Max, I play rhythm guitar and some vocals in there.
I play bass. I'm Nathan.
I'm Shane. I play the drums. I'm Pierce. I play and sometimes vocals, like decently okay.
What was
You
that?
gotta
You
speak
say it
up.
louder.
Okay. I'm sorry. I put my double talking voice, Nathan. Yeah, so I
He
do.
plays guitar.
Yeah, I play guitar. Okay.
That is so that is so cool. I just love seeing how you guys go back and forth and you guys is like feel like a family. I could see it from here. Like you guys are like really tight. So that's really awesome that you guys have such a close connection. Do you guys go to the same school or did you guys used to go to the same school?
We've never met each other before the band.
Seriously? Oh wow, okay.
So,
We met a year
I
ago.
knew him, but like I didn't know anybody.
We didn't like him.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Different places. We're all
Okay.
in Orange County.
Mhm.
But I live all the way down in San Clemente, which it's probably about an hour from Mexico, to be totally honest. And then who lives up the highest? Probably you, Nathan.
Yeah, probably Nathan.
Yeah.
So it's kind of San Clemente to Anaheim, all in between there.
Yeah.
Orange
So y'all
County.
are in California, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
That's where you
Great.
go.
um, so what are some of you guys' favorite rock bands? I know you said like Soundgarden and stuff, but do you have like a favorite rock band of yours?
Individually, we have completely different tastes in bands. So I'll let Nathan start.
I'm like into '80s music, alternative stuff. The Smiths, The Cure, Joy Division, New Order, and some of the more local like LA scene, like the Buttertones, some of those kind of local up and coming bands. So
Okay.
I'm into like Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue. I love Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, anything from like the Sunset and the grunge era, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of like blues stuff, like anything from sort of like BB King and stuff like that, but also like Led Zeppelin, and then some newer stuff like White Stripes, like that.
I love Green Day,
That's
Beatles.
it.
Yeah,
There you go.
No, Green Day, Foo Fighters, Beatles, Zeppelin. Yeah, stuff like that.
Me and you are more like with music taste.
Dog in here, he just farted.
Yeah, he's really bad. Sorry if you're laughing at the mic because
Oh, you guys are fine.
Go. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
like I'm more of like the metal kid of the band, so like all the way from like Avenged Sevenfold. But like I also left listening to some kind of like grunge. I used to be a heavy grunge kid, so like fake grunge kid.
Yeah, me and
Soundgarden.
you have a lot of similar music tastes too. That's really cool. What is it like being so young in the music industry?
It's interesting because a lot of the other bands that we played with, or even like newer bands that are playing, they're all at least 10 years older than us, if that.
Yeah.
So always kind of the first thing people say when they hear us play is like, "Oh, you guys are really young," which we are, but it's definitely yeah. Because I mean, before in like the 80s and 90s, bands our age were out all the time, and it's just kind of odd to be always the youngest people at a venue. And since we play like old school style rock, a lot of our fans are older folks. We definitely have some younger fans too, but it really connects with older people sometimes too.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to do something real quick. Hold on. I should have done this earlier. Man, whenever I do interviews, I'm like really nervous. So like I forget stuff. So I just like freak out. Excuse my
You should have seen us before. We were all scrambling to figure out what the hell we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
He got here like literally a minute ago.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I completely yeah. Why the name Slaves to Humanity?
So when I first chose that name, it was not with this group. It was with a different group, and we kind of just sat and we're like, we need a band name, right? And it came, okay, Slaves to Humanity. Okay, there's our band name.
Yeah.
But after a while, it kind of grew on.
Developed into what the meaning.
Yeah, it developed into this sort of meaning of like we're kind of just stuck following rules.
Yeah, like no matter how much you try to like break out and be different, you can't like escape what humanity is.
Exactly.
Really.
So we're all just kind of stuck to ourselves, and that's not a bad thing.
But you just have to do and within those walls.
Within those boundaries, yeah.
Most definitely. Wow. Okay. That's really thought out. Usually when I come up with like names, they're just kind of stupid. They don't make sense. So that's really that's really dope that you have like such a nice, meaningful thing to it. So what made you want to start the band and do it?
Well, like for me, it was I started getting into like Guns N' Roses and Slash and stuff, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to do what they're doing, and so I put some people together and I started the first lineup. We broke up, and I was having so much fun playing the shows and stuff. I didn't want to stop, so I found these guys, and now we're here.
Awesome.
Yeah, individually. I mean, for me, through like the beginning of like high school and stuff, I was actually playing guitar like for my church, which I think a lot of guitarists in their town that's basically all they ever end up doing.
Yeah.
But I played there for a long time. That's really what I thought I wanted to do as like a career, play at churches. And then the music director at the church, he recommended this college to me in Riverside, it's up over here in California, for their composition, like music composition major. So I went in that for about a year. Didn't quite turn out to be exactly what I wanted it to be, and it wasn't as much as I thought it would. It was a lot of singing in choir in Latin to nobody. So that's why I kind of tried to find the band, because I wanted to play the music I wanted to play, and it really worked out great. So after I joined the band, I finished out my first semester. I ended up actually dropping out of school to just kind of be with the band.
Okay. Nice. I'm glad y'all have a thing to go to now. I was gonna ask you, like, how do you guys balance school life and like being in a band? Like, how do you do that?
Right, me and Nathan are both graduated, but the rest of you guys.
We're in emergency distance learning right now.
Is that what they're calling it?
It's called EDL, emergency distance learning.
That's stupid.
Oh yeah.
It's called remote learning.
It's also
That makes more sense.
For me, it's emergency distance learning. Yeah, it's pretty dumb, but so it's not as bad for. Anyways, we're in summer right now, so right now it's so much easier. But
during like last year, last fall, it was a lot of. We have our rehearsals kind of later in the afternoon. You kind of just work on it. Same with like recording and stuff.
We have to work around the school schedules.
It was a little difficult.
Yeah, like especially for me, because like I go to an art school. And like our practices are Tuesday and Thursday, and I have like this thing called conservatory, so like for guitar, so for guitar learning and stuff. So like I'm at school till 5, and then I have to take a bus to practice.
Take a bus?
Yeah, take a bus. Yeah,
take a bus.
I think take a bus to well, take a bus to the bus stop, and then mom takes me off.
Oh, I'm like I've never seen a bus.
Not by our practice, but yeah.
Why are people always walking down the street?
Do you even have a mom?
But yeah, that's basically.
Okay, because I asked that because I got a guitar recently, and the guitar serves a greater purpose. I'm not gonna say anything because I still want to talk about it on my own. But you know, how am I going to balance guitar and like doing stuff with like other people in school? So you know, I asked that for me personally, but you know,
I mean, in your free time, especially when you're learning an instrument, you just pick it up and play around with it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a chore.
Don't let it be something that you feel like you have to do. Just let it be something that you want to do.
Let it be something that like where all your creativity just comes to life through it. You know, just like let it like feed you in a sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I get that feeling a lot when I pick up the guitar because it is fun to do. It really is. Like, I originally wanted to play drums, but my mom said absolutely not. So I'm stuck with guitar. But yeah, whenever I pick up the guitar, I just feel, I don't know, I just get a feeling. I don't know how to explain it. I just get something from, you know? So, yeah. What do you love most about doing music?
I like really connecting with the fans, like at live shows. That's my favorite part. It's the most fulfilling part of this whole thing.
That's all our favorite parts. For me, it's I like to connect with everybody lyrically. I like my lyrics to have this like general knowledge, kind of like everybody can interpret it their own way, but it so that it's not something like very specific, very personal to me. It's something that everybody can kind of feel and acknowledge. You know?
Awesome. So this goes into, what is the most nervous you guys have ever been? Because I know you play live. So what is the most nervous you guys have ever been, if you can remember?
Definitely first show.
Yeah, because none of it was Malone's. You think? Which Malone?
Oh, the last one.
I was.
There were a lot of people for that one. So I think that got me nervous.
Yeah. So actually, what's happened recently is when was you had?
It was January.
Okay, so yeah, January. We were actually able to get on a radio show on KLOS, like a really big rock station over here, and they loved Battleground, our song, and it's been on rotation on the station for since January. And so we had a show right before quarantine kind of started at this local venue. It's like a bar type place kind of venue. It's called Malone's, and we actually oversold the venue. was amazing.
That's great.
100 people.
Then you can only fit 5.
Yeah, we shoved them in there.
Oh wow.
5 people. But no, back to the question about the being nervous before shows. I think for me, yeah, it was probably the first show at the Whiskey.
Yeah.
Because I'd never really played. The only bands I'd really been in was Suffolk Church, and then nothing that actually was like ever played a show.
And
like,
I mean,
came with friends, but
the Whiskey is this legendary
Historic.
venue. It's historic. Everybody who is anybody from the '80s has played the Whiskey, and
Nice.
it was kind of like we hadn't established our energy yet. We haven't.
we'd
we
been
did, like-
practicing for 2 weeks. Maybe.
Yeah, we met like 2 weeks before, and we played the show, and it was fun.
But yeah, no, none of us had ever played something like that. I don't think. Right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know the dynamics
Well,
of each other.
okay, you are.
I played the Whiskey.
Walked over to the bathroom,
Shot.
So there's 5 people.
Yeah, that was fun.
all my parents stuff there.
All right. School works our life. So, what is your most memorable experience from doing this? From first starting out to what do you guys hold dear so far? Because I know y'all just starting out.
Yeah. For
It's that whole
oh, our first practice. It's not that memorable, but it's pretty funny. Our very first practice. We went outside the rehearsal space, and in the dumpster was just this giant like dog suit. It was like
a mascot costume.
like a mascot costume.
Oh, okay.
In the trash.
Got that very first time.
It wasn't that funny. I don't know why you
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
It's just a dog. Big old dog costume.
I think probably the biggest stuff is just the that first day when we were on KLOS, we were on the radio show. They do a thing called Stay or Go, which they take an unsigned new band. They play the song, and people either call in or on their website vote if the band should stay or go, which basically doesn't mean much. But it's basically just if they like your music or not. But they liked our song so much that what was the whole thing with the director saying some shit to like
Oh yeah, they liked our song a lot. They wanted to get like that song on the radio. So like a couple of the producers went up to the GSM and said, "Hey guys, this needs to be played. This is gonna be played."
Yeah. So then me and Aiden were the ones on the radio with them talking on the show, and we were like, "Okay, let's go get McDonald's after." So we went, we got our food, we got back in the car, turned on KLOS. It was finishing up like an AC/DC song. Like, all right, these are the guys from this morning, Slaves to Humanity. They played our song in like the biggest station in California. I was like, it's crazy.
That's awesome, man. Gosh, I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine that happening? You know, when you guys first started out.
I couldn't imagine it, and we said it happened to us. We couldn't fucking.
Like you always see in the movies where there's like a band or something and driving around. We're on the radio, guys, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But, like it actually happened.
Yeah.
Parking
That's awesome. Well, I'm really happy for you guys. What is one goal that you guys want to accomplish as a band?
Sure.
Staples Center.
Staples Center.
I think
Staples Center. Hey.
more of a abstract concept. I think would be to be able to connect with the newer generation right now.
Mm.
If you listen to the stuff that's on the radio, it's not
It's
great.
trash. It's trash. Yeah.
And, I think, at least for me, I think everybody kind of agrees that like it would be great to be able to play some music that a lot of people are going to connect with, but like has a good message to it. And
Yes. Oh,
the
most
people
definitely.
behind it be a good influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s and the 80s, it was drugs, sex, rock and roll, and that was not a good influence for all the people, because now you see people coming from the 90s still looking like hair metal, you know, and it was not a good kind of role model, and now it's like depression, sex, drugs, right?
Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's use someone else's beat.
Yeah, that's
Put a bass line on
the
it. And that's just not what music should be representing.
Right.
Music should show like, hey, yes, all this can happen to you, but that's okay, you know. And that's what I try. Yeah, it happens to everybody. You're gonna be okay, and that's what I try and kind of replicate with my lyrics. Is, hey, this is a bad situation that you're in, but it's gonna be better. I promise you, it's gonna be better. You know.
Mm.
Instead of saying, yeah, I just want to die.
Yeah, it sucks. This Papa's there and you go to bed. Like,
Yeah, and
Right, yeah.
it just doesn't make sense.
It's just destructive. Like, doesn't help.
I'm really glad that you guys want to do that because I completely agree. It feels like it's the same thing over and over and over again. It feels like there's no substance. It feels like there's nothing to it. It feels like you're just trying to push a very self-destructive narrative, and it's not healthy at all. Like, period. End of story. It's not healthy at all because it leads to, you know, darker situations that makes you, it can make you feel worse, you know what I mean? So I completely appreciate that you guys are trying to do that with your music. So that's really awesome. um what band would you like to work with?
Oh,
Green Day.
I
love Green Day.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't
I'm-
know, a lot of bands.
I'm a really huge Ultra Bridge fan. It would honestly be really cool to kind of work with them and kind of like go on tour with them or anything like that. I'm also it would also be really cool to work with someone like the White Stripes. Right?
They're not together.
They're not
Buddy.
together?
No, are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Literally Jack White.
Well, Jack White, you know,
Just Jack White.
one of the Stripes. One of the
One of the Stripes. Yeah. Could you guys imagine working with Metallica though?
That could be cool.
Yeah, we're talking about.
That could be
That'd
really
be
cool.
that'd be amazing.
To work with some pretty cool people. We our producers who they produce songs that we have out right now. They originally were from a band called Orgy back in the '90s, kind of an industrial metal type thing.
Right.
And they Ryan Shuck, who was their guitarist, played guitar with them, right? Yeah. He formed a band with Chester Bennington from Linkin Park called Dead by Sunrise.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Guys, yeah. So those guys have been really awesome to work with. And also the song with Charlie.
Oh, we're working with we're working with Jamie. You met Jamie.
Yeah.
Did the interview.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And on the same song, we're also working with Charlie Colleen. He's the bass player for Train. Was the bass player for Train. And he's a great guy. All the people that we're working with are just great people, and they're really helpful. And now we're working with the guitar player from Rival Sons, Scott Holiday, and he's a lot of fun. And the stuff that's coming out with all these guys is gonna be great.
That's great. Glad to hear it. So I know you guys gonna have 2 tracks out, which is Battleground and Riot Addict, both amazing songs. When can we expect an album from you guys?
An album. We're not gonna do any for sure dates, but expect around September, October.
That's kind of what we're shooting for.
That's what we're shooting for. We don't want to put any set dates, but we're going for September, October, November.
We do have a new single coming out the end of the month.
At the end of the month.
Yeah.
Nice. Looking forward to it. That's great. How many songs are gonna be on the album?
Probably around 12, 13.
Yeah.
12, 13. Yeah. Okay. That's basically the standard for how long an album is, I think. Pretty sure.
It comes out with a brand new album that's got like 8 tracks on it. And you're like,
Right.
Yeah, because half of them were singles that you already.
And then same when like an album comes out, it's got like 25 songs on it, and only like 5 of them are good.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everything on the album is
All killer, no filler.
no filler tracks in there. We want to make sure everything that we're getting on there, people are really gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not just putting it on there because we want to fill space.
Yeah. That's good that you guys are gonna find a balance, because sometimes I feel like, yeah, people do over put stuff on albums and stuff, and it comes out as garbage, or you've heard it before. Like DJ Khaled did that with what was it? It was called Higher, and we heard like 90% of the songs already, and you just put the singles together and just made an album. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's just a waste. Why even call it an album if you already heard it?
About an EP and you're fine. Like, I think what we're planning on doing is we're gonna put out this one more single. Are we gonna love it?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna have 3 singles out before the album.
Before the album.
So we don't want to overdo it. Originally, we had planned on maybe doing an EP instead.
But
Mhm.
we're
We
almost.
just
So
have,
we
we have
kinda
too much
decided
material for
It would
for
be
the
a lot better if, as a first album, to just put out a real album.
Yeah.
But also give it time so that we don't just throw some shit together and see if it sticks. Like,
Yeah.
We kind of want to.
We want to make sure that
make sure
whatever's
it's good.
coming out is great.
Right, most definitely. What is the largest crowd you guys have played for?
That Malone show. It
The
was
Malone show. It was
about 600.
about 600 people. Yeah.
600 people.
But 200 of them were his uncles.
No.
um. All right, and I guess this will be my last question for you guys. What message do you want to give to the world right now? Because we got the pandemic going, then we got protests around the world for Black Lives Matter. So, what would you like to say to the world?
We wanna say to the world, hey, spread positivity, spread love. There's no point in all this hate and all this just destruction, because that's not gonna fix anything.
Yeah.
That's not gonna do anything to help anybody. We want everybody to be loved and feel appreciated by everybody around the world. And so when something like the riots happen, it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like people are destroying things to destroy things and destroying lives in the name of what they're not entirely supporting. So we want to say everybody should just sit down and be like, hey, look, there's no problem with you. I have no problem with you. And there's no reason that we should be attacking certain people just for things like the color of their skin. Right.
And at the same time, it's not always enough just to say, hey, just be nice. Like, obviously that's not going to just happen. But at the same time, people need to realize, like, we don't need to fight over stuff that isn't anybody's fault or a problem at all.
Right.
And same with just quarantine and all that. I think also just stay safe and stay sane at the same time. Yeah.
Right. I know it can be difficult. Yeah. I know it's been difficult for me. That's the main reason I got the guitar or some instruments, because I literally felt like I was doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I needed something new to do, because if I didn't, I don't know what I was going to do. So, yeah. Well,
when it started, the whole quarantine thing, we were like in the middle of writing stuff. So for the first couple months or so, we kind of were using like this app to try to send tracks, and it just wasn't working. We ended up all getting tested. We were fine, so we started our rehearsals back up a little bit with distance and everything.
Right.
So it was difficult for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all gonna come back together. It'll all be back to normal in a while.
Yeah.
I think right now it's just a matter of doing what you can to do what you can, really.
Stay inside,
of course.
Stay healthy. It's okay to go out, and it's okay to kind of see your friends and stuff, but just make sure that everybody's staying healthy, because you don't want to spread anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely, most definitely. I was gonna ask you how quarantine affect you. Has quarantine made you guys more creative? Have you guys been?
Yeah, we definitely get a creative streak there coming out of quarantine.
Yeah. Because for a lot of the time before quarantine, we had shows booked pretty much every month. So a lot of our rehearsals would have to just be running over our material, our set list, and everything. We didn't have a ton of time to write. But over this, we haven't had really any shows that much.
Right.
That's a live stream stuff, but
There's a lot of time.
whatever. So we stay for like 4 hours in there to write. It's been helpful.
Ideas.
Yeah. So a lot of this new content that's going to be on the album is going to have come out of that period.
Most of it, actually, yeah.
That's great. I know you guys got a show Friday. Am I correct?
Yeah.
We're out in San Diego. It's going to be a little different. We have to make sure everybody's kind of wearing masks and distancing and everything. It will be a little odd, because there probably won't be mosh pits or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just the chance to be able to play in front of real people again would be really nice. This last weekend, we played a live stream show. It came out pretty good, but
it wasn't the same energy.
Yeah, most definitely.
When you finish a song and then it's dead silent, and we're like, "How's everybody doing?" Okay, let me read the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
not the same.
Yeah.
It feels more forced, like trying to perform and be like have some showmanship in front of a camera.
Right. Yeah. I completely understand. Yeah. I would love to do this in person, because I don't know. I'm just an extrovert. Like, I just love seeing people in person. Like, I love talking, hugging, like doing my thing. And, it's kind of been a time to, I don't know, just sit back and reflect, I guess, on stuff. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, that's all I have. If anyone has any questions or anything real quick before we go, or like to say anything, then you can go ahead.
Well, check out our YouTube and Facebook and all that, because Spotify too, because that's where we're gonna be announcing new stuff. That's all.
Website, all that.
Really all of our social media is where we're gonna be announcing the music. It's also where we're gonna be announcing any live streams that we're having, just so we can interact with people, you know.
Yeah.
In some form of interaction, you know, or social media. But besides that, I think that's really
Don't forget to say hi. We love fan interaction.
we do.
Oh yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad I got to interview you guys. I'm glad I got to meet you. Gosh. I'm glad I got to get to know you guys through Jamie. You guys are doing really amazing. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you guys. I'm definitely gonna keep in contact with you guys and see how you are doing. And thank you so much for stopping by.
Do an in-person interview next time.
That'd be I would love that. You guys, I could just like from your energy is like coming through the screen. So I would just love to do it in person. I would just love to do that. It'd be amazing. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Check out there. Do you guys have a Twitter, by the way? Because I was trying to look for it because I'm on Twitter too.
We do have a Twitter.
Mm-hmm. What's our Twitter handle?
I think it's
I have no idea what it is.
STH Rock or something like that. No,
That's
no.
stupid.
Because I was sure looking for it because I was trying to promote it on my Twitter too.
Yeah, we're
So.
very active.
I don't have Twitter, so I don't know. Some twit.
Yeah, STH Rock Band on Twitter.
All right.
STH Rock Band on Twitter.
All right, awesome. You guys go follow them, show them some love. Thank you guys for stopping by. Can't wait to hear your new single at the end of the month. Good luck at your show this Friday. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much.